In this video, I am going to show you how to use Minekube to let other people join your Minecraft Java server without port forwarding. So, let's get started. To begin, simply go to your web browser, and I will have links in the description if you need them. But here, just go to your search bar and search up papermc, like so. Now enter, and here you'll find papermc.io. Simply click on the link, and this will bring you to this page here. What you will want to do here is simply go to the blue downloads button here. Then you want to go to the paper button. And then you will find that we have a few settings. So number one, paper is updated for 1.21.8 and the current Minecraft version is 1.21.10. So in this specific case, there is something different here. If you get this one, it will work with skins. If you get this one here, it will not work with skins. You will be able to use Minekube, but your skin will just not show up for some reason. So that is the difference here. So I will be using this version here. Honestly, there isn't that many differences here, but that is something to note that, yes, if you use this one here, the skins will not work for now. You have to wait for paper to be fully updated to this. So for now, the blue will let you use skins. So I will just download the blue one here. And now that we have our paper jar here, what you will want to do is make sure you can run the jar. So as this is a .jar file, you might need to go to this next page. You might not have to do this, but if you can't run the installer or the Minecraft server, what you want to do is go to JDK25 or Java 25, and here you'll find a website called oracle.com, Java downloads. Click on this, and this will bring you here. From there, just do accept all, go ahead and scroll down, you'll find JDK25, click on Windows if you're using Windows, and here you'll find x64 installer here. Click this link to download and install Java. I will have a tutorial in the description for that, and then you'll be able to go ahead and actually run this. If it doesn't work, this is your fix. Okay? So that is the first thing, the Minecraft server. Now what you need to do is get yourself Minekube. To get Minekube, you want to go to your search bar again in a new tab, and then you want to search up Minekube, like so. So Minekube with a K, and just enter. Here you'll find that we have Minekube Connect with connect.minekube.com. Click on this website here and it will bring you here. Here there's a few things to note, okay? Number one, this is free for most users. I think what you'll be using this for will be free, but I will show you some stuff around. So here we have our downloads. This is our thing that we will be using. Here we have our plans, which in this case, it is quote unquote $10 a month, but not really. In most cases, if you're just playing with friends, doing some role plays, even hosting your own Minecraft server, if it's like always online, I honestly think this will be fine for you. This is more if you want to be like, quote unquote, the biggest server thing. Like if you really don't want to port forward and you really want to have like other players or something, this will be what you want. But in this case, both performance is the same. This is just more to actually hide like the MOTD, so the ads and stuff like this, which again, there's no ads. It is just ads when the server is offline and stuff like this. If you can look through this, but in most cases, we'll be using the free tier because honestly, like for most people, this is gonna be correct. So that is one thing to note. The other thing is the dashboard. So this is very specific as well. You might want to be using this, but you don't have to. This is like basically to manage your domains, your subdomains. So you might have to make a GitHub account, a Discord, or a GitLab account to connect to this, and it will just let you go ahead and remove or add tokens and actual domains for Minekube itself. Again, you can do this just by adding the plugin. And another thing is the downloads. Of course, this is what's actually important for us. If we go through this here, it will tell us exactly what to do to actually get Minekube to work. Again, in most cases, you will be using this one here. This is just to make a Minecraft server and host it. These two here is if you're using any other type of proxy services. So you have like one server and you have multiple jars and they're all running at the same time to like, for example, like to allocate 1 GB to a specific server or have plugins that only work in one server, things like this. This will be what you're looking for. So if you're using like Velocity and Budget Code, you might already know what you're doing. But like one thing, this is what you want. This is different basically. But again, we'll be using this one because in most cases, again, you will just be using just a Minecraft server and just hosting up other people. So get this orange link here in most cases, and this will get us the plugin. And here it tells us to do some things here. So I've tested this on my own time, and here basically this is correct. It will just generate something for you. This one says required. I honestly got it to work without it being like set to false, so I don't know why. But like, if you want to turn it off, you can, but in my specific case, it just works. So I don't know. But yeah, this is like something you can do if there's any issues in the future. You might want to change this in the servers.property files to false if there is any bugs in the foreseeable future. But for now, once you have your plugin and your paper jar, this is basically all you need. There is one thing I'm going to show you is how to change gigabyte amounts, because you might want to have more or less gigabytes in your server. The way you do this is simply by going and creating a specific file. So the way you do this, I'm going to show you this easy way to do it. If you go to your search bar and go to Minecraft Java server, here you will see that we have Minecraft server download here, and here you have a code here. We'll be using this code here to change the amount of gigabytes. This is just so you can copy paste and makes it way easier for you. So yeah, this is most of the things we've done here. Here we now have everything we need. We have our plugin in our server jar, and you might have Java if you cannot run this. But yes, this is basically all you need. So here, we'll just go ahead and minimize our web browser because we need this. So we'll do this. And to continue, what you want to do is create a folder to keep everything nice and clean. So in this case, I will create one here, like this. So right-click, new, and folder. Here, you can name it anything you want. So I'll call it name. Again, doesn't matter. And now you have a folder for your Minecraft server stuff. So once you have your folder, just go ahead and double-click it. It should be empty. Then you want to go to downloads. You want to select your paper jar here and copy it. And then you want to go back to the previous folder, which would be your empty folder here, and paste it. You don't have to do so, but I'll just name it server. This is easier for the gigabyte change thing. There you go. So we just renamed it to server.jar. You don't have to, but it will just make it easier for you. And one thing I want you to enable is if you can't see .jar, just do view, show, and file name extensions here. This will show .jar here. Okay, so once you have this, just go ahead and double click this, and it's gonna open up, and it's gonna stop once we reach EULA. You will have to change the EULA from false to true. So here it is. Now the jar has stopped running because we need to mess around with this. So what you want to do here is double click this, and you can change false to true, like so. So EULA equals true, and you can save it. There's multiple ways to save it. And you also have servers.properties. This is where we have our thing here, or enforce secure profile here. If you want to change this to false, you can. I got it to work without, so whatever, but yeah. And here you have everything you can change about your Minecraft world and server. So if you want to mess around with stuff, you can as well, like so. So yeah, that is the thing you can do if you ever want to. So that is the first thing here. So we'll just close this. I'm gonna change one thing. 200 players, why not? There you go. You can just change anything you want, just make sure it doesn't break. And once you have this, you can go ahead and go to your downloads here, and you can select your Connect Spigot plugin here and copy it. Then you can go to the top left arrow to go back to the previous folder, go to plugins, which is right here, it's a folder, and paste it in there. And there you go. Now what you want to do is go back to your folder here, and you want to double click on this, and this will just go ahead and actually launch the Minecraft server. And it's also going to launch the Minecraft server publicly, so I'm also going to show you this working. So what we'll be doing here is simply wait for this to load up. So let's just wait for this. It's creating the world. There you go. And here we also have our little thing here. So there you go. So everything is just like this, just working here. And what you want to do now is simply go ahead and change some settings, because you just can't really start like this. You don't want to start like this. So now just close it. Well, we don't need anything else here. What you want to do is just go ahead and modify. So what you want to begin with is go to plugins here, and you want to double click it. And here you'll find that we have our Connect.spigot, and here we have Connect. So go inside the Connect folder, and once you're here, you have your token here. This is to add it to the dashboard. So once it says token, open this up and you can add it. And you can go to your config here, which will let you go ahead and change the name And this does open up another app. If you don't have like Microsoft Visual Code, you can simply go ahead and just do open with Notepad. It's the same thing. Here we have our endpoint. This is our name. So this is the name of the server. And what you want to do is make sure that you want to put your name of the server. So I'm going to do like server name 2025, whatever. Like so. It doesn't matter. Just put anything you want there. And you can just close this or save it. There you go. So now it's saved. So if we open this up, it will be saved and our server has changed names. So what happens is that basically, if we go back to this page and then we go to server.jar, our server will now load up and you'll be able to actually join the server. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So what we'll do here is just wait for this to load up like so. And now it's online. Before, you notice that we had some errors like went down, and this is because this sometimes can match another name because this is automatically given to you. So this is why it's important to change the name here, because like this you will be able to go ahead and join it and not have things colliding with other people's tokens and stuff. So make sure to do this. So now what happens is that if we go to our Minecraft 1.1.8 in this case, we will be able to go ahead and actually join it. So I'll just plop it here. We have 1.2.8. It does work for this. If you really wanted to, you can add like VF version or just get the new jar, but you will have like an issue where you will not have skins until it's fully updated. So that's one thing to note. So here is our Minecraft here, and if we go to multiplayer, as this is a multiplayer server of course, we can copy our IP, which is here, and if we go to add server, paste it, we'll do server, doesn't matter what the name is, we will see our server here with 200 players. So if we click this, we will join, and if we wait a bit, here it is, we have our skin. This is why I was like, why do we need to enable the thing to be false? Because it just works. And chat also works. So yes, that is a pretty cool thing you can do. For example, we can do like op Finvian, and we're now operator, so we can do /game mode, sorry, creator. Also, one thing you can do here is go ahead and actually get other plugins to work, but for now, this is the base thing. We have more things to do. So this is the game that works. Cool. To test it, if it works everywhere, now, just by logic, if you're able to join the address, which is being hosted on like Minekube, it does work, but just by simply going on to like a thing which is like Minecraft server status, and once you're here, you can find like a website like this, for example. There's a few. You just paste in your IP here, and then it just tries to connect to the server. Here it says that we have 200 players, a Minecraft server. It works. This is our version, so this is how you know if this website can join, everyone can join, right? So that's cool. So what you want to do here is the RAM, right? I am sure there's gonna be comments about RAM. How do you add RAM? Well, this is how we do it. So the way this works is that number one, with Paper, it automatically allocates some RAM depending on how much you have on your device. I have 32 gigs, so this gives me 8 gigs. So let's go ahead and add this like manually. So let's go ahead and actually do this. So what you want to do here is copy this code here. I will have this in the description, so this actual page here. You don't download anything here, you just copy this. And what you want to do is create a new file. So you'll just right click, new text document. This is in our server folder that we built. This is why I like doing this. And here you want to rename it to run. So it is run.txt. Then you want to double click it and you want to paste in your code. Here is your minimum and maximum megabytes. So for example, we had 8 gigabytes. If I want 10, you put roughly 10,000. This is not perfect. This is not exactly 10 gigabytes, but this is close enough to say that this is 10 gigabytes. Here, this is the server jar. We renamed it to server. So we just gave it a new name to server.jar. Remember this? This is this here. It basically says run Java with 10 gigabytes on server. So this run Java with 10 gigabytes on a server without any GUI. So instead of having the fancy thing, we'll just have a pop-up window. So here you want to save this, and then you want to go ahead and actually rename it. This is why you had to get the viewer file extensions on, because we can just do slash, well, this run.bat. This is a Windows run file, so we just do bat, and we just do yes after entering, and there you go. So now we have a little Windows batch file here, which runs this jar with 10 gigs. So if we double click it, it runs this. If it doesn't crash, it means it's correct. And yeah, here it says that we do have our 10 gigs, and now our server is running with 10 gigabytes. So yeah. And I honestly think this is easier because the text is a bit bigger. I prefer this. It just takes less resources and it's easier to see. When there's errors, it's like yellow and stuff. I prefer this like that. Here we see that we have our server name 2025 play minekube.net. This is our same IP, that we just have it right here, like so. Our server is currently online, so it will show up to be online. Here we join. So if we do something like A again, it will just go ahead and, well, say it here. But yeah, now that it actually went through, what you want to do is simply go ahead and use the server as normal, or you can go ahead and actually continue. So here, let's just say that we have a server and you want to add plugins, right? So now we have a server, it's being port forwarded using Minekube, and then you want to go ahead and just, well, add plugins. Why not? So how do we add plugins? Well, let me show you how to do that. Okay, so here we'll turn up the server, and I have one thing to show you though. So once the server is offline, you will see this is the add-on I was talking about. It has your server name 2025 here, or anything you want to call it, is currently not available. If you join this, it will bring you to the /browser command, which is this server here. It is just a thing where it just brings you to this, like so. So that's pretty fun if you want to join other people's server. But in most cases, you will not want to touch this, but if you want to, you can explore. Okay, so to add plugins, what you want to do is go to a new website, which is simply called modem, like so. I will have this in the description. I also have a lot of tutorials about how to use modem, but I will have this website in the description. What you want to do is simply go to discover content, and you want to go to plugins. And then as we're using 1.21.8, again, plugins are not super specific about versions, but we'll just do this. So 1.21.8. Here is everything which is updated to this version. So let's say that we want world edit, well, classic. How do we get it? Well, we just click on the name, then you want to go to versions, then you want to go to game versions and choose 1.1.8. And here we have everything we need, so make sure it is bucket, paper, and spigot. Some of these are mods, like this one. So make sure it is paper, as we're using at least paper. In this specific case, we have a release, so green, so we can do download for this one, for example. So honestly, just try to get the latest one you can. If it's green, if it's a beta, like for 1.21.10, you'll just get the beta one. So here we have our world edit bucket. And yeah, we'll just have to go ahead and wait for this to fully download, like so, and then we can add it to Minecraft. So how do we add a plugin? Well, the thing we're using is a plugin. So we have to go to the plugins folder here, which we can find on Connect. Then you want to go to downloads, you will find world edit, copy it, and go back to the PS folder and paste it. Again, it is very easy. You can go really quickly if you know what you're doing. And now we have technically 2 plugins. So now we can just go back to the server.jar if you don't need to change your RAM, or your run.bat if you want to have custom RAM. So I'll just use the run.bat one, again, because I just prefer the colors. And the text is bigger. But yeah, it just runs our server. Here it is just activating everything. And as we are operator ready, we can use it. So here we have, again, our server. And what we can do is simply go ahead and join it. So if we reload this, it will just cancel this. And we can go back to original thing here. There you go. And that means that if we go and use world edit tools, like the wooden axe, we can just go ahead and just use that. So if I just do /replace, if I remember, it is like solid, for example, for any solid block. This is very simple editing, of course. You can do diamond block. I like using this a lot. This just replaces any solid block, so a diamond block, and there you go. So yeah, that is some of the things you can do if you want. So now we have plugins, and this is our thing. The /browser, this is what I was talking about earlier. If we do this, it will send us to the server that I was showing you earlier, like so. And he can go ahead and see some different servers if you want to. So yeah, that is pretty cool. So that is our server here. But yeah, if we go here, we can see that we also have our server right here as well. So yeah, here we basically just went basically along and just port forwarded our server, and it works great. So yeah, that is how we port forward a Minecraft Java server without actually using any port forward features on your modem or something. So that's pretty cool. You can basically use this anywhere you want. So yeah, if you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see you for the next one. Bye!